You are on India Today podcasts and you are in the sledging room.
Saurabh and Kingshuk, New Year is all about, new resolutions.
Yeah.
Like Kingshuk has decided he'll stop eating samosas, like stop eating one samosa from Niche every day in the middle of the shift, and then he'll have two instead. It's about moving forward. It's about looking ahead to something new, right? But like you said before the start of the podcast, the BCCI selection committee, headed by Ajit Agarkar, seems to have looked back. Seems to have gone back into, something that they had built over the last 1 year. They have completely taken a different route now. Is that also a form of taking New Year resolution, that I'll take a different route? I couldn't understand when, let me give a little bit of context to our viewers and listeners. On a couple of days back, after a lot of wait and anticipation, a lot of rumors and speculation, the BCCI selection committee, the senior men's selection committee, announced a 16-member India squad for a 3-match T20 series against Afghanistan. You may wonder why we are talking so much about a squad that is set to take on Afghanistan, who are not one of the powerhouses of T20 cricket yet. But it holds a lot of significance, right? Because these three T20Is are India's last international T20 affairs before the T20 World Cup, which is set to be in June. After this, India will not play a T20 international, but they will play the IPL, where the IPL of course is a huge thing, but there is no international T20. And the big news was Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli returned to T20 after a 14-month absence. So what do you make of it, as someone who has been very optimistic about the new year, looking forward to new things? How was it seeing two veteran players return to the squad?
See, before I get to that, you misquoted me. So my exact remark was that BCCI should have learned from Akshay's watch. Akshay has bought a new slim watch, a new watch.
Yeah.
Akshay has moved forward in this year with a new watch. Now he will show it off.
Yes.
But BCCI has taken a back road.
Okay.
Now you got to my point.
That's the analogy that you wanted to give.
No, it is the analogy. Okay. They should have learned from you. At least they should have learned.
Getting to new things.
Getting to new things. Young things.
Young things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli coming back, I personally feel, if you ask me, it's a very good move for Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, because they have done so much for Indian cricket.
Yeah.
And they failed to win an ICC trophy together, because Rohit won T20 World Cup in 2007. Virat won an ICC ODI World Cup in 2011.
Yeah.
Since these two have taken over the control of Indian cricket, they have not won anything together. They failed to win the Test Championship, the ODI World Cup, the T20 World Cup. So this is their second last chance before the ICC ODI Champions Trophy in 2015 to win an ICC trophy together. So it's very good for them. You can't blame them.
It's like Saurabh, it's like me saying that if I get more salary, it's good for me. But is it good for the company?
Yeah.
Is it good for Indian cricket?
I'm getting into that point.
Yeah.
So you cannot question Virat and Rohit for being picked after a 14-month absence. But you should question the selectors. Because for 14 months, there was no Rohit, no Virat in your T20 setup. You had tried so many young players. Hardik Pandya, I remember, after the T20 World Cup, went to New Zealand leading the team. And he said that this is going to be the roadway of how I am going to take forward Indian T20 cricket.
Did he himself assume that he was going to be the captain, or was he told?
That is something which you need to go and ask the BCCI selectors, Ajit Agarkar,
Again,
Hardik
confusion.
Pandya. Yes. Because when you come out and say these things and a completely new team goes out, they get a lot of chances. For 14 months, you have been playing so much series. You have been winning series by series. Even Surya Kumar Yadav led India in 2 T20 series against Australia and against South Africa. After that, this 3-match T20 series, my first question is, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma are playing this T20. What will they prove in this T20 series? Tell me, will they be able to prove anything? Because Virat Kohli has a tremendous T20 record against Afghanistan. Rohit Sharma is coming off a very good World Cup, although his T20 numbers have not been great in the recent past, in last 3, 4, 5 years. Even in T20 World Cup history, if you look at that. But you definitely need to question the selectors, because a lot of young players who got their chances in these 14 months, what would they be thinking now? Okay, so whatever we do, we will play just battle series. When a T20 World Cup comes in, the likes of Rohit, Virat, a certain R. Ashwin, he might come back. You never know. Because R. Ashwin does not play limited over cricket. But when a World Cup comes...
He's a World Cup man for India.
He's there. He does not play a lot of matches, but he's in the squad.
Yeah.
So definitely you have to question the selectors here.
Yeah. What do they want to prove?
Not Virat and Rohit.
Do they have to prove something? As in, Kingshuk, what will they prove? Like if, like he said, youngsters were given chances for the last 14 months. So will a Virat Kohli has to prove that he's better than Shubman Gill, or a Rohit Sharma has to prove that he's better than Ruturaj Gaikwad? Is that the situation that they are in now?
I think this is another BCCI call where the board looks scared. Like they don't trust their players to go and win big tournaments. Say, for example, Sanju Samson you have picked up. Once again, right ahead of the World Cup. And for sure he's going to get dropped for the T20 tournament. Because they don't trust them. Here also, and very lucky for Rohit and Virat, that Rashid Khan is not playing. Else outside, just to give another context, that Rashid Khan's not playing because of he's recovering from a back surgery.
Yeah.
But wait, why is it lucky for Rohit and Virat?
I'm coming to that.
He's coming there.
Yeah.
Because
some stats he has seen.
It's not about stat, but the general rule of thumb is that playing Rashid Khan out of the power play for Rohit and Virat has been a problem. Leg spin has been a problem.
How many overs does Rashid Khan bowl after power play?
All of them.
And was Rashid Khan part of Afghanistan playing 11 when Virat Kohli hit 100?
Yeah, of course. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that in Indian conditions and in tight conditions of West Indies pitches, both of these batters might be a little bit problematic against spin. For me, the problem is like what you mentioned. Now the entire Indian cricketing team, at least the playing 11, has to be reshuffled once again. You had a clear pathway after the T20 World Cup, and you said that, listen, this approach for us is not working. It's a young players tournament, young players format. So we will bring on these finished products that will come out of IPL. Now you have completely gone back on that.
Young players tournament, it seems. A certain Ben Stokes was there when England won the T20 World Cup.
And who led Australia to T20 World Cup title?
Exactly. A 41-year-old strawberry farmer is winning IPL every year. And you're saying that it's a young players format. I can't understand. But Saurabh, I want to disagree with you on one point as well. You said that it's not Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli's fault that they are back in the side.
Yeah.
But there are reports that they were asked about it. They were asked whether you want to be part of this plan or not. Why not take a back step? Why not say that, okay, I'm done from this format. I'll take a back seat.
I'll quote that 41-year-old strawberry farmer.
Yeah.
It is the easiest job to take a back seat. Watch your TV. Okay, now Indian team. The tough part is to take up this thing.
No, but
that is franchise cricket. Wait,
no one's
going to ask you questions whether you won the tournament, whether you won it for the country or not. But when there is stake of representing the country, shouldn't you look at the larger picture and give youngsters opportunities?
They gave youngsters a lot of opportunities. You can see your young captain Hardik Pandya is injured for most of the period. Your young number 1 T20 batter Surya Yadav, who is over 30, is also injured. So why are you questioning Rohit and Virat in this?
Like in 2007,
you cannot question them. Why I am saying this is yes, they should have played T20 cricket before this also, but they had to focus on the ODI World Cup, and both of them outperformed a lot of youngsters. Yes, I agree that I should not be mixing formats. ODIs are a different ball game where Virat and Rohit excel. T20Is, their strike rate has been in question. Virat Kohli's form is not a problem. His strike rate is a problem. Rohit Sharma's form and strike rate both are a problem.
But even in the South Africa series, when Rohit was asked multiple times to answer Akshay's question, he's saying that why did they not take a backseat themselves? They did. Virat Kohli has not made a single comment after the T20 World Cup about his T20I cricket. Every time that Rohit Sharma was asked, are you going to play the Afghanistan series? Are you going to play the T20 World Cup? So every time he has said, we'll see.
So he's saying that he's conveyed the same to the selectors and the selectors picked him.
Yeah, but he's never affirmed his position in the lineup as an India captain.
Absolutely, you are absolutely right. But
so would he have been okay to play under Hardik Pandya if Hardik Pandya was available?
If Akshay, you remember, if Kingshuk, you remember, and every day we heard media reports that said that Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli have confirmed that they are available. Now it is up to the selectors and BCCI management to take a call. So you should question the selectors and the management because every player is selfish. They want to play every time they get an opportunity.
Yeah, that's also that you can also see that as a yearning to play for the country, right?
Yes.
You can look at it both ways.
I am telling you.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why you both have not pointed out. I have one problem from these two players playing this T20 series.
Why?
So every 2 or 3 months they come and say they have been rested to manage their workload. Now they will be playing a 3-match T20 series. They played a 2-test series. Then they came back to India. In a gap of like 7-8 days, they are playing a 3-match T20 series. Supposedly they'll play all 3 matches, and then I think in not more than 8 days or 10 days,
Yes.
you
There's
will
a test
playing
series
a
once again.
5-match test series.
Yes. Yes.
Which runs on till March 14.
And then you will play an IPL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go and play the T20 World Cup.
But that is where my point comes in. I'm saying that BCCI got scared. They got conservative once again, saying that, we might not have the experience for our players to handle conditions in West Indies and USA. Leave USA behind, because in general, USA has been a batting track.
As in no one knows what the pitches are going to be. That is also a
but
situation.
I'm just saying that history suggests that these are going to be high-scoring venues, because apart from the pitch, the venues are also very small. West Indies might be a little trickier, since over the last few years, over the CPL era, the pitches are turning and they have slowed down. I am arguing that BCCI got scared because of that. And they thought the best idea is to trust Rohit and Virat once again and let this be their farewell, the T20 World Cup.
Now, do you suggest then that they will not play the Champions Trophy into 2025?
That's
That is
ODI.
probably,
They'll for sure play.
yeah.
That's ODIs.
then
Let's not mix formats here once again.
Yeah. And then a couple more years, and then 2027 World Cup.
No,
That's how we are looking at it, right?
No, but you are
You
getting
made
too
a
far ahead
plan
of-
for 14 months.
Yes.
And then that plan was suddenly
Yeah.
shelved in the
And
11th hour.
I don't understand why are you not seeing Hardik Pandya's fitness concern among all these?
No, don't you have another captain to look at?
No,
don't you have a certain Jasprit Bumrah?
But no, Jasprit Bumrah has been. I have read report. I know you must also read. Jasprit Bumrah has been told to manage his own workload. Right. He has had so many injury concerns in the past. He did not play. I think 1 year he did not play any international cricket.
10 months something.
10 months, more than 10 months, and then he came back in the ODI World Cup. He was brilliant. He played the Ireland series also, by the way. And now, when you see that leadership role, you don't you see there is a gap there when you don't have a Hardik Pandya. Suryakumar Yadav is injured right now.
Yeah.
He has to get fit and then play the IPL. Suryakumar Yadav is obviously an automatic pick. He's the number 1 T20 batter. He's an automatic pick. But what about his own fitness concerns?
So now that you're saying that, okay, there is a leadership
And
vacuum.
you know what I believe?
Yeah.
So when Hardik Pandya got injured, BCCI got scared that we need a leader. Then they had they took the decision that we should bring in Rohit. Now when you bring in Rohit, how do you drop Virat? The captain is there, so the man who he replaced has to be there.
This is like 1+1, right?
Yeah, that is how it has worked.
We have got a conspiracy theory now.
Yeah.
That
No.
Rohit, they wanted to bring Rohit,
Yeah.
but that's a package deal now.
Package
that they have to bring
And
Virat.
I'm not saying on my own instincts.
Yes.
I have read a lot of reports. where
And
this-
Saurabhji, you are right in one point. If you're saying that Rohit has to be back, then Virat has not done anything wrong that
Yes.
he didn't. If Rohit has a yardstick to be back, then Virat also deserves. For instance, KL Rahul also has to come back. KL,
And
what
Virat-
has he done? What has he done wrong? He might go and ask. After the Cape Town test, if you remember right, he gave an interview where he said that the interviewer asked him whether you're willing to play T20s. He said, yes, I am willing to play whatever cricket that I want to play, because in the last 12 months I've missed a lot. Why not pick KL Rahul?
That is what is more concerning for me is KL Rahul comes out and says, I am ready to keep wickets in all formats.
Yeah.
Okay. Then BCCI selects a certain Sanju Samson
Yeah.
in that T20 squad.
Yeah.
Lucky that Sanju Samson is playing a format in which you have a World Cup in that same year.
Finally, one format,
Yes.
the World Cup format he's playing in a year.
Yeah.
Finally.
And it is that very format where he has not been able to replicate his IPL success, his
Both of you
ODI
are looking
success.
for some brownie points from down south, Kerala. is it?
No, I'm not looking out for any brownie points. I'm pointing out.
Yeah.
Then someone comes out and said, I think Gavaskar said it or somebody else said it.
What did he say?
Rishabh Pant will play the T20 World Cup. He's a
Oh,
certainty
yeah.
if he is fit. How does Rishabh Pant come into the scheme of things now?
That's just clickbait to get
Who
views,
will
man.
be your wicketkeeper?
What
Who
if
will be your
Rishabh Pant
wicketkeeper?
has a good IPL season?
Where
Tell
is,
me.
where is Ishan Kishan? You carried him everywhere. And
But
now,
he requested a break during the test series. I'm not sure whether he's in the state to come back. Personal reasons is what BCCI said.
But will then they bring Ishan Kishan, and among whom Samson or Jitesh, who will
My
they
biggest
drop?
concern is that wicketkeeper.
Yeah, and one more major
Because
concern
now
is
the pressure is on a certain young Jitesh Sharma. He has
Sharma.
to outperform a lot of batters to make sure that he gets that wicketkeeper spot.
But at least we have Jitesh Sharma in his preferred role as a finisher and a wicketkeeper.
Yeah.
But rest of our wicketkeeper
That is what
options
I am
are
saying.
not.
But
Everyone
Jitesh
is a top
Sharma
order
is not
batter.
your number one choice for T20 spot
Yeah.
in World Cup.
Yeah.
My biggest concern. Because Rohit and Virat, see, who will they replace? Rohit definitely
Rohit
either
can
Gill
keep.
or Yashasvi.
Can Rohit keep?
Rohit can do a
solve
lot of things,
of problems.
but keeping is not one of
What
them.
an absolute career pivot this is going to be.
Virat, I think he'll bat at number 3.
Yes. So there is only one place in the top order, Shubman Gill, Yashasvi. Like, I wanted to ask you, Saurabh, Kingshuk, now that you have picked Rohit and Virat, is it certain that they're going to play the T20 World Cup for you, regardless of how they play in the IPL?
Yeah.
Like
I
in the
think
last
yes.
few years,
I think
we have
yes.
seen Rohit has struggled in the IPL.
Yes.
In the last T20 World Cup, his numbers are 116 runs in 6 matches. That is not good enough numbers to make any team.
Yeah.
But you have appointed him as the captain for the Afghanistan T20 series. So will he play the T20 World Cup? Is it a given that these two are going to go to the West Indies and the USA to play the
I
T20
think
World Cup?
BCCI has made it clear that both of these are plans of India's World Cup squad also, T20 World Cup squad also. Otherwise, they would not have named them in this team as T20 size.
Regardless of their form.
Yeah. Because you know what? Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, they are two very, very big names.
Yeah.
You either don't pick them for a T20 series at all, or you pick them for a T20 World Cup also.
Yeah.
Because Rohit Sharma, I agree with whatever you call about his IPL form and all. But he had a very good ODI World Cup. And in that ODI World Cup, he was supremely awesome in that spell of first 10-15 overs.
Power play.
Yes. So Rohit Sharma has to go and do this job in the T20 World Cup. I suppose he can do that. If he can do that in India, why can't he do that in West Indies? Against almost the same kind of bowlers, right?
See, it is going to be an absolute PR disaster if Rohit and Virat don't play the T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
Rohit, like Saurav is arguing, you might be mixing formats, but the approach is what that counts. Rohit showed that he can absolutely tear apart the teams in the first 10 overs. If he does that in T20, we are absolutely fine. My problem is with Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli did a brilliant run-a-ball job in the ODI World Cup. That's something you need when the pitches are slowing down. But you might not be able to afford that in a T20 format.
Yeah. Against Pakistan in Melbourne, I think a certain Rohit Sharma won you that match, right?
No,
Playing that
I mean,
blinder.
that is, again,
See,
we
yeah.
are confusing
Why-
conditions here. We are
Okay,
confusing
that is a good
conditions
point,
here.
yeah.
It's a very different track at Melbourne, and the particular New York stadium that they are going to
Oh,
play,
he has already
play in,
gone there,
That
seen the
is,
wicket.
I can't understand how are
That
you
is what
predicting
I'm trying to say. That stadium does not exist.
Yes, how can you predict its nature?
I thought the era of agenda peddling against Virat Kohli was over in the sledging room. But again,
I
in the
don't
form
have
of
any
King
problem.
Kusari, it's back.
I don't have any problem Virat Kohli playing the World Cup. I'm just saying
But if
that
you
the
back a
approach,
certain Rohit Sharma's return,
because I'm backing it on based on approach.
why can't you? So if Virat has told the selectors that okay, I am going to play freely, I'm going to play the way
So
that I know.
according to
That's an
Kingshuk,
assumption.
according to Kingshuk, every batter should play with that approach.
Yeah.
Score 10
No,
or
no,
30.
not at all, not at all.
And especially on slow, sluggish
Yes.
conditions in
Not
the
at all, not
West
at all.
Indies, which he himself has pointed out.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You need
lies
Virat
you are
Kohli to play
peddling
at
against me.
190.
We are just pointing out what you said, right?
Yes.
I'm just saying the similar approach did not do well for us in UAE. And the whole BCCI
UAE
point
was a proper disaster.
Just a major, it was, right?
It was a proper disaster. And there were so many reasons.
so
I think we
BCCI
didn't
made
go
it
past
clear-
the group stage in that
Yes.
World Cup, right?
Yeah.
2021.
BCCI made it clear that this approach is not going to work. Rohit also made that very clear in the ODI format. My problem is that aren't you going back, if you're going back to the same team, then aren't you essentially bringing that same approach back?
How is that the same team?
Because your fresh players are out.
How many fresh players are out?
So if Rohit comes back
Yeah.
in the team, one of our openers are out.
Yeah.
Either Yashasvi
Or
or
Gill. I
Shubman.
suppose it's Gill.
Ruturaj.
Ruturaj
Ruturaj is not
has been
even
in
not
the
even in the lineup yet.
Don't highlight your CSK agenda here, please don't.
The era of agenda pending was
Yeah.
over in
Yeah.
Sledging Group.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So now that Virat's back,
Who does he replace?
who does he replace?
Yeah.
At
Tell me,
number
who
3.
does he replace?
So
Surya
one of
Kumar,
our-
your world number 1 T20 batter, was playing at number 3.
Yeah, but
He'll
then
bat at number 4.
now he's going to drop down again.
Number
He'll
4,
bat at number
come
4.
at 15th over after your 120 for 1. Bat at number 4.
So that multi-anchor role basically gets disturbed a lot
So,
there.
according to Kingshuk, let's make that playing 11, right?
Yeah.
So you have got Rohit Sharma,
I have the playing 11 with
Yashasvi Jaiswal, Virat Kohli.
Yashasvi Jaiswal or Shubman Gill.
Yeah.
You know,
Virat Kohli.
Yes.
I
Surya
think they will
at
go
number-
with Yashasvi because he's a left-handed
Left-handed,
opener and he has been brilliant.
Yeah.
Shubman Gill has also been great,
Yeah.
but in ODIs, not in T20s that much.
And then you have Surya at number
Surya at
4.
number 4.
Yeah. You're making your number 1 batter bat at number 4.
Number
Okay.
4. Yeah. Go ahead.
Then you have a certain Hardik Pandya who, if he is fit, he comes at number 5.
I don't like this Akshay man at all.
Yeah.
Because he teared into me by saying that who won you the Melbourne game by anchoring the role. Now he's saying that your best batter will not get enough
I
overs to
am
bat
again-
because
See,
Virat Kohli will bat in that
Yes.
anchor role.
Why
What a
I am
guy,
saying
man.
is, if you are backing Rohit Sharma's inclusion in the team, then there is no way in which you can, oppose Virat Kohli's
So
return.
you
That is
either
not
want
what
both
he
of
said.
them
You
out.
either want both of them to be there or both
will-
of them to be out.
Hardik Pandya is batting at number 5.
Yeah.
Then you have a certain Rinku Singh who has fixed his position
Has
at
to
number
be, has to be there, doesn't he?
Then you have that wicket keeper.
Wicketkeeper, KL Rahul.
No,
Jitesh
it has to be
Sharma.
Jitesh
Yeah.
or Ishan or Sanju. I don't know who will.
Or
Sanju-
depending on the IPL, if MS has a good season,
But-
maybe bring him back.
So for sure. Absolutely automatic selection there. No problem.
Yeah. Especially after what he did in that 2019 World Cup semi-final,
Exactly,
that knock.
exactly.
And that knock against England also. Who can forget that?
But
Yeah.
again,
Blitzkrieg.
Samson is not a great choice as 6.
Yes.
In
Jitesh
absolute
Sharma,
no format he bats
Jitesh
there.
Sharma is your perfect player to play at
Yeah.
number 7.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to do that role. He has been playing that similar kind of role for Punjab Kings.
Yeah. And then the bowling, let's not go into the bowling because Jadeja, so many options are there.
Yeah,
Jadeja, Aksar. Whom will you play? Who will you drop?
Bowling, we are fairly solid in terms of combinations as well.
Do you bring back Bumrah, Shami, Siraj? Tell me that.
Bumrah, Siraj, not Shami.
Yeah, fair call.
So you will do away with
Best
Ashdeep. Probably you will have Mukesh and Avesh. Tell me something. I wanted to discuss this. I saw a beautiful tweet also a couple of days back or yesterday only that, one of my friends who works for the Times of India, he tweeted saying that, I think Virat and Rohit are in this era, a very different specific era, which the other Indian greats haven't had. Like ICC tournament every year. And then if you don't do well, you're being judged every year. Like a Sachin Tendulkar had an ICC tournament, say, every 4 years or probably every 2 years once. Saurav Ganguly had a ICC tournament every 4 years or every 2 years once. MS Dhoni probably a little more frequently, but he had the knack of winning it.
Yeah.
What about Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli? Are we judging them too much for their inability to, lift that trophy? Will you, at the end of the career, if Rohit Sharma says tomorrow that I am quitting, will you look back at him not winning ICC trophies or will you look back at him scoring those runs for India? How will their legacies be judged?
That we will decide when they retire.
Yeah. If they retire without an ICC trophy, how will
This
you?
is a sledging room. Don't play safe.
I'm not playing
Put out
safe.
your opinion.
Yeah. For Dhoni, he jumped on it. Huh?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
2019
absolutely.
semi-final England
Yeah.
knock.
Yeah, his batting performance.
No, either say it or I will say it.
Yeah.
You say
How
it
will you
first.
judge? How will you judge them if they don't end up with an ICC trophy as captain?
See, the biggest infrastructure in the world, we have the most money we make. We supposedly put out finished products in world cricket. To not win an ICC trophy with this much depth and this much talent is like Babar Azam's aesthetic cover drives. If he doesn't score a 50, nobody will care. Doesn't score a 100, what will you do with
No, the
four,
real makers
four
will be
drives,
happy
man?
with
Yeah,
those.
exactly. That is what you will be remembered as great batters, but not as great leaders. I mean, both, to be fair, both Rohit and Kohli have won the World Cup. They are one of the modern greats. But as India, you will always underperform as a cricketing nation if you don't win the World Cup.
So you're saying that their inability to win the World Cup will impact their
It will
legacy.
reflect, for sure. It will reflect.
If you ask me,
Yeah.
I will question only one player.
Yeah.
I will question Virat Kohli, the leader. Because Virat Kohli, as an Indian captain in limited overs format, did not fulfill his legacy.
Yeah.
Especially, you see how he performed in Test cricket. He used to win those Test matches overseas.
Yeah.
In ODI cricket, so he led us to that 2017 Champions Trophy final.
Yeah.
Okay, we lost to Pakistan. 2019 World Cup final, you lost to a certain New Zealand side.
Yeah.
That gave England neck-to-neck fight even in that final.
Yeah.
Okay, but what my problem is, and then the T20 World Cup, it was a horror series. After that IPL, you played in Dubai, and you just could not get past the Super 12 stage. You lost to, I think, Pakistan, and you lost to New Zealand.
Yeah, first two games.
You know
we
why
were
I
out.
will question Virat Kohli? Because Virat Kohli is planning before the World Cup, especially in 2019 World Cup. We did not have a number 4 batter.
Yeah.
He was at the helm of affairs with Ravi Shastri. You picked a certain Ambati Raidu.
Yeah. Before that, Ajinkya Rahane.
Yeah. And then you just dropped him before the World Cup because a certain MSK Prasad came out and said, we need a 3D player.
Yeah.
And he also got injured midway.
Yeah.
Then you replace him with some other player.
And you replace an opener with a wicket keeper
There was
when
lot
Shikhar
of-
Dhawan
lot
was
of-
injured. Yeah, confusion.
lot of bizarre moves.
Yeah.
Then you come to Rohit Sharma. Why I will not question whether Rohit Sharma the captain, to be very frank with you. Last big trophy who helped you win, it was Rohit Sharma, that Asia Cup, under his captaincy. Then he led you to a semi-final of T20 World Cup. Yes, Virat Kohli, the batter, performed. And Rohit Sharma did not perform as a batter, but you cannot question his leadership skills.
Role clarity.
Okay. Then comes that ODI World Cup.
Yeah.
He was brilliant. He led from the front.
Yeah.
And his team knew, every player knew what he had to do. We all, in this sledging room, you, me, and Rashi Gupta, we came and questioned every day the team management. Why are you banking on the players who are injured? A certain KL Rahul, a Shreyas Iyer, a Bumrah. But they knew what they were looking for and they got it.
Yeah.
You lost to a very good Australian side who turned up on that day. And your batters did not perform up to the mark in that final game. You lost that game. Your bowlers were taken apart by a certain Travis Head and an out of form Manas Labuschagne.
Yeah.
But Virat Kohli, if you compare those 3 World Cups and 2 World Cups, I will be biased. I will rate Rohit Sharma, the limited overs captain, higher than Virat Kohli, the limited overs captain.
Okay, how do we remember Dhoni as an international captain?
Why are we remembering Dhoni
Tell me,
as an
tell me.
international captain?
I have to make
MS
my
Dhoni
point, right?
was the worst test captain India could ever have.
Okay, you have finished my point.
Yeah.
That is where I was coming. But no one remembers that.
Yeah.
If you ask that,
But
No,
he will be
cricket
remembered-
fans remember that.
no one would say that in the out. If
No,
you
no,
if
no,
you
no.
ask to write a first line about MS Dhoni, what will you say? One of India's most successful captains.
Yes, he was.
Right.
First.
Why can't we give the same to Virat Kohli, one of India's greatest test captains? Will he be remembered for that, or are we gonna
you were
crib
talking about
about
ICC trophies.
Yeah, of course, but one of India's greatest test captains.
And
right?
he lost that
World
test championship final also.
Yes.
But Virat Kohli will be remembered as India's greatest test captain for sure.
Yeah, it-
But that's not
One
the
of
first
India's.
line that we will say
Virat
about
Kohli
him.
will not just be remembered as the greatest India test captain. Virat Kohli will be remembered as the man who reformed test cricket in the era of T20Is.
Yeah.
Yes. Breathe life into test cricket.
Yeah.
And these two guys are going to play for a cup 4 more years, and we're going to sit and talk every year. What will they be remembered for? I think it's too soon to discuss what will they be remembered for, right? Because 2025 Champions Trophy, they might have already told the selectors about their intention to play there.
I'll quote football in this.
Yeah.
A certain Buffon, he could not win Champions League. He won the World Cup. Does that make you question his legacy as a club legend?
But that's a very, very different sport than
No,
cricket.
No,
it's not
it's
about
a team sport.
It's a team sport. 11 players play in that team sport. 11 players play here.
Yeah.
They're different, obviously, because they're different teams, different games.
But once again, it's a very different sport. World Cups don't come every year
So,
there.
do you say that Rahul Dravid is not a legend of India? Let's come to Indian cricket.
Of course, 100% is.
Yeah.
Why
He did not win an ICC trophy as a captain. He did not even lead your team to a final.
That is
He
what.
had the worst-
See, if you
that
look at-
is what
like
Akshay
Saurabh
was
Naik
arguing
in
there.
individual sport, we don't rate a certain Andy Murray as high as Novak Djokovic or
Yes.
Rafael Nadal or Roger Federer. But it doesn't take away the fact that he competed with them at the peak of their careers, made so many finals, but didn't win a lot of them. But in team sport, you're judged by, you're not judged by trophies all the time, right?
A certain
Are
Saurabh.
you, are you though?
See,
Are you though?
Sachin Tendulkar,
Yeah.
had he not won that T20 World Cup,
Yeah.
still he would have been the same god of cricket in Indian cricket's fan.
But when we are comparing eras, the problem is that in that period, 2000 to 2007,
Yeah.
India were not a superpower in cricket.
Yeah.
But the team had enough talent to give every single team in the world a run for their money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But once IPL came in, that completely changed.
How?
We became the superpower of cricket. We had the most money, and we
By-
brought out.
So you are saying
No,
we
no,
did
just-
not have money
just
before the
let me
IPL.
finish.
You are saying we did not have
not
money.
as much at all.
You
Not
are
as
lying.
much.
You are
How
actually.
am I
No.
lying?
You know the man who gave us money first time, Jagmohan Dalmia.
Not this much. We were not.
We were rich.
A powerhouse
We were
board
rich.
before
we were
IPL.
rich in the early 2000s also.
Yeah.
We
Now-
were rich back then.
Now
How
let's-
can you say this?
Now
No,
let's
you
be
can't say
happy
this.
with being the best team on paper. Yeah? Let's move on. Before that, Saurabh, we were talking about KL Rahul keeping, Jitesh Sharma keeping. Imagine KL Rahul keeping against Ashwin and Jadeja in that test series, 5 test series. Is he good enough to keep there? Are we looking at KL Rahul? Are we looking at on turning pitches? Coming to pitches.
You know what?
Yeah.
I will just say one thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Did we not allow you to complete a point?
No.
Do you want
I'm
to
talking about
take
the
him
same
down?
thing which you are talking.
Yeah.
Sorry for disrupting you.
Yeah.
I pray for KL Rahul.
Yeah.
Because if he misses a catch of a certain Ashwin's bowling
Yeah.
on those pitches,
Yeah. He did that once in
Yes.
South Africa, I think, right?
yes,
Ashwin was not very
yes,
happy.
Yes. So Ashwin not very happy in South Africa is a different thing.
Yeah.
Ashwin not very happy in Indian conditions.
Yeah.
You cannot do that to
Indian
Ashwin.
conditions, what do you expect them to be? As in, how different will it be from South Africa? Like,
How different would it be?
I'm saying
think-
if you don't want Ashwin to be livid, then produce fair pitches. Don't make them turn from day one.
Okay, so-
produce fair pitches.
So you're getting to that Rohit Sharma press conference, right?
What do you call a fair pitch? I'm not sure. In India, in South Africa, and overseas, according to you, you watch cricket for a long time, Kingshuk. You also, Saurabh, you live and breathe cricket. So, what do you mean by a fair pitch?
This pitch debate, this pitch debate gets nullified if there is a thing called home advantage. Every team deserves a home advantage in bilateral series.
Yeah.
Not so much in IC tournament, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But in a bilateral series, every team deserves. That is why India winning a test series in Australia was a big thing when Virat Kohli led you to that win. India winning a test in Cape Town after so much time,
Yeah.
it is a big thing. Because you went and won a test match in away conditions. On a pitch which was not supposedly helping you or your team. But home conditions, what Rohit Sharma said in that press conference, I will partly agree to that, partly not agree to whatever he said. Because he
Elaborate.
He was
Elaborate the statement and then elaborate your points.
So if I remember correctly, he said that when the ball is swinging from day one, you don't have a problem. But when the ball is spinning from day one, you have a problem.
And he said, I am okay with playing on pitches like Cape Town, where there was uneven bounce, incredible, the ball took off from a length deliveries and all that. So he was saying that he was okay playing in those conditions if overseas teams don't come and crib when they are playing in spin-friendly conditions in India.
That is the part that I agree to. That is
That-
the part
that
that,
is what
I
I'm
agree
saying.
to.
That is what I'm
but
saying.
what
So
I
what is the
don't
part
agree
that
with...
you don't agree to?
I told you, you can't see a test cricket pitch. With a new ball, it is supposed to swing on day one, right?
Yeah.
From ball one.
Yes. Yeah.
But a new ball, you don't expect a new ball to spin from day one anywhere.
We had a proper fight about this in the
Yes.
newsroom, me and Saurav. At that time, he was absolutely fine with the new ball turning square on day one pitch.
No,
okay?
no. I
Now
was
he's
like-
turned it.
No, as in, I want to ask you both now. If Ravindra Jadeja and R. Ashwin get spin from the 10th over of the test match after England opt to bat on day one, first session, first hour, are you okay with it or not?
No.
Home advantage, I will be okay
See,
with
my
that.
problem is that...
India used the home advantage in the World Cup also. They use separate balls.
Oh, come on.
Allegedly
Let's not
use
get
separate
into that
balls.
nonsense from Pakistan.
Yeah.
But listen.
Yeah.
The minute you do that, the minute you say home advantage and you put that meter to max to 100, where the ball's either seaming for entirety of 5 days or the ball spinning from entirety of 5 days, it just makes it boring for me. Because then once in a while you will find those series where they go and they do something incredible like India did against Australia.
I would like to quote a certain South African. There was a cricketer named Alan Donald who coached Bangladesh in this World Cup. Australia never played a test match in Perth, in Waka, when Alan Donald was part of the South African test bowling unit. Because they knew this man will run over them completely because of the bounce on that pitch. If there was no Alan Donald, they will play a test match in Waka. If you are okay with that home advantage, why are you not okay with this home advantage which India will have?
Not okay, na. That is what I'm saying. I'm only saying that.
And
I
Rohit
agree to that Rohit Sharma part where he's saying that you can't be hypocritical in your nature. You can't make the ball swing for 5 days and then you can't complain about spinning for 5 days. Yeah. I am okay with that. What I am not okay with is when somebody says that you're okay with the ball swinging from day one, but you're not okay from seaming from day one and not spinning from day one. The new ball, new lacquer, fresh pitch is supposed to make it swing.
But you know what? In this ideal world where we live, if a certain Indian team goes and plays in Australia, South Africa, England, you will not see the Indian media will whinge about the pitch conditions. But the moment a foreign team lands in India, English team, Australian team...
Already there are reports that they have come with
reports
a
have
chef.
started...
The chef will put in grass in the pitch this time.
I mean, you see
Rosemary
these things.
especially.
Last time when England toured India, they won that Chennai test, first test. There were no reports of...
Flat batting track, by the way.
Okay.
The first test, flat batting track, by the way.
Yeah.
And from the second test, again in Chennai, they made a proper red soil pitch and they let the ball turn.
Rohit Sharma scored a century there.
Joe Root scored a double century there.
Yeah.
Ashwin
And
scored a
England-
century later in the series.
Yes, England could not win that test series and they started crying, okay, the English media, not the English players who were playing that test series.
That series, though, England should have no complaints about. Against Jadeja's straighteners,
Yes.
they played it as a spinning
you know,
delivery.
they had lost their series in their mind.
Yeah.
There was
Akshar
a-
Patel.
yeah.
Akshar Patel.
Akshar Patel
nightmare.
Yeah.
made his debut in that test series and went on to break barrage of records.
But honestly, man, I don't think pink ball tests should turn from day one. I think we had one pink ball test in that series also.
who told you that they should not turn from day one?
That's what my opinion is. I'm putting out my opinion.
Because you have seen more pink ball matches in Australia and England than in India.
No, pink
Yes,
pink
yes,
ball
you are
has
making
Ball
that as a-
tests generally end early. 2 days, 3
Yeah,
days.
everywhere.
Because just see movement.
Everywhere.
Because pink ball has more lacquer on the ball,
See,
which
different
makes it smoother than the red ball.
Every ball maker, SG, Kookaburra, they make different pink balls.
Yeah.
So you can't be arguing this.
Remember the Bangladesh Test match, the Eden first pink
Yeah,
ball test?
yeah.
We dropped so many catches, and then Rohit Sharma came and argued, "My God, that ball slips so much."
Yes,
It
yes.
was over in 2 days or 2.5 days. right?
Yeah, every single pink
Virat
ball.
Kohli scored a century in that test match.
Yeah, but that is what I'm arguing.
Yeah.
Let the natural variation of the pitch decide
Yeah.
what it's going to be. Don't make it a
Who will decide
harvest
that
track
what is the
from day
natural
one.
variation of the pitch? Who will decide that?
The pitch will decide. It's a natural variation. Let it break as the time goes. That's what I'm saying.
So make it good for batters for the first 2 days.
Yes.
And then
Yes, let it break after.
So after you have made so many rules helping the batters in limited overs cricket, you want test cricket to be fully batter supported.
No, that's not
Yes,
what he
that
said.
is what
That's
you're
not
saying
what
for
I
the first
said
2 days.
also.
No.
That's not what I
That
said.
is what
That's
you're
not
saying.
what he said.
see, there are two ways of looking at it. Like Kingshuk is saying that he is not okay with pitches that turn from day one
Or seam for 5 days.
or seam for 5 days. See, whatever I am saying, as in I genuinely feel that you can't have a pitch turning from day one. You can't have a pitch turning from day one because you are setting up your batters for failure. Like even in domestic cricket, if you have such pitches, batters are never going to get confident. And it takes away the battle between, the bat and ball. If you look at the Harbhajan Anil Kumble era, first 2 days, good batting conditions, and then the pitch slowly deteriorates. So it also kind of takes away the toss factor a little bit. Like you have an opportunity to score big in the second innings, even if you bat second, and then get a big score. Like here, if you lose the toss and if the opposition bat first and if you're going to bat last, forget about winning it. But at the same time, if a Cape Town like pitch is being offered and a visiting team is able to win,
Yes.
so if you get a rank turner on day one and if you don't win, it's not because of the pitch, it's because of the lack of skills.
Absolutely. That is the biggest
That
point.
is fair. That is fair.
Because you are playing too much 20 cricket, T20 franchisee leagues and T20
Yes.
cricket and ODI cricket also because this World Cup happened. You just don't know how to apply yourself in test
Exactly.
cricket.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask about this. I think somebody made a point that the low scoring affairs happened because the current era batters lack the patience to bat in test cricket.
That is
It's
one
not-
of
is
the Philanders said that.
Is that true?
Because he
Do
said,
you guys think it is
Yeah,
true?
it is true.
Yeah.
It is true.
It's not the skills more such. I think it's the mentality of how they want to
Then
approach
why
the
don't
game.
we bring back Cheteshwar Pujara and Ajinkya Rahane era?
Because you persisted with them for too long.
Yeah.
And they did not.
Yardstick is different for T20 cricket. Test cricket ke liye yardstick is different.
No, but you gave them chances. You
Yeah,
brought
of
them
course.
back. Then they
That
failed
is
to
the
perform.
answer I was
Yeah.
looking for.
Rohit Sharma scored
No.
500 runs in T20 World Cup 2022, so he deserved to come back
Yeah.
for T20 World Cup 2024.
Rohit Sharma is your captain. Pujara is not your captain.
Do you see
Rahane
how
was your
confused they are?
captain,
Vice
stand-in
captain, vice captain.
Yeah. One of the greatest victories. Yeah.
And he was given that all again.
Yeah.
He failed
But
with the bat
sort
in
of
West Indies.
Whatever, how much ever you try to defend this.
I'm not defending. I'm just
Let's
stating what
accept
happened.
that-
I am just stating what happened.
Yeah. Let's accept that there are different
I am not
yardsticks for
saying-
different persons in Indian cricket in terms of
Everywhere
selection.
you have different yardsticks for
Of
different
course,
persons.
of course. I'm not denying it. I'm just
A certain
highlighting.
Pakistan team, when they played
Yeah.
in 96 World Cup,
Yeah.
a certain Javed Medad played at World Cup despite having a horrendous 1 year before that. A certain Imran Khan got to lead the Pakistan team in 92 World Cup despite not playing cricket for so long. And he won them the World Cup.
Exactly. Hopefully, Rohit does that. But coming
Big
back to
players,
Test
Steve
cricket.
Smith and David Warner, they were banned for 1 year. They again got into a test side.
Yeah. Coming back to
But a
Test
certain
cricket.
Cameron Bancroft could not make it. He's
course.
still yet. So there are different yardsticks for cricketers everywhere.
Basically, that is also the other side of it, is what he's saying, that big players step up at big times.
Yeah. So, do you want Rahane and Pujara to be back for the Test series against England?
I don't want them to be back. You know why? Because I saw what Pujara did. I will not take anything from
Double
from
hundred
him.
in the Ranji
But
Trophy.
if you see Pujara, how he has played Test cricket, him scoring a double hundred in Ranji Trophy is the thing which you expect of Pujara when he's out of form.
Yeah.
Even in out of form.
Yeah.
Yes,
Valid
you
point.
expect of Pujara.
Yes. His class is way above the domestic level.
Absolutely slamming domestic cricket
No,
in India.
yeah.
No. His class is better than that. He is a great batter. That's
You know,
how
more
we
than
are looking at it.
More than Pujara
Yeah.
and Rahane, I was worried when a certain Hanma Vihari was not given a different another chance in that test squad, despite not outperforming, but definitely performing where it mattered the most in Australia.
Yeah, one of the most famous victories that we have had in Indian cricket. Oh, no, sorry. Famous draws.
Famous
draws.
I mean, that was the
not
last
victory.
time we drew a test match, is it? Or have we drawn a test match after that? Not because of weather and all that, but playing 5-day last session. Yeah.
And that team did not have a certain Virat Kohli as the captain. A lot of players were injured. Your bowling lineup was 4 or 5 test match old.
Yeah.
But you still managed to draw that test match because a certain Pujara, a Hanma Vihari, and R. Ashwin took those bruises and they battled. They showed mental strength along with their skills.
A simple equation, Saurabh. Like if you see the Indian bowling lineup, if you play a test in Cape Town like wicket, where the ball seams prodigiously, where there is very little that a batter's skill can do, only luck favors you. You have to have luck on such certain pitches like that, right?
Luck is the biggest factor.
But an Indian attack can match the South African bowling attack. Like a Siraj, Bumrah, a Prasidh, a Mukesh. If you had Shami, it would have been a different case, right? But do you think England, no disrespect to any player, but I can certainly say a Jack Leach, a Rehan Ahmed are not as good as R. Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja, Akshar Patel, right?
Absolutely.
When you come here to battle with such a bowling attack, then you get a pitch like that, and if you're rolled over in 2 days, please don't whine.
You know, last time when England won a series in India, test series, who were their spinners?
Graham
Monty
Swan.
Panesar, Graham Swan. World-class spinners.
Yeah, and
off spinner and left-arm spinner.
Yes, and in inexperienced R. Ashwin and Jadeja when they were starting out.
Yes, and Indian team had the best batting lineup back then also.
Yeah.
You had a Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar, Yuvraj Singh was playing back then. I think Dravid also played that series.
Look at England's batting also that time.
Yeah.
Alistair Cook, Kevin Peterson.
So you should, I absolutely agree with you that your bowling attack, your spin attack is just not capable enough to match this Indian bowling attack. I'm sorry. Not even challenge this Indian batting lineup. You can't.
Yeah, the chef isn't saving England in this series.
And
Cook
this
has
chef
to come, I
thing,
think.
you know,
Cook has to come.
we have not talked about the chef thing.
Yeah.
You don't need chefs when you're playing IPL.
Yeah.
You come and get multi-million deals, but you need chefs when you play a test series. Why?
I think
cricket-
it is in general for home comforts. I think they have made it a little big than it actually might be. Because I remember, I think it was Brad Haddon who was saying that when he was starting out, Australia brought chefs on their tours.
Yes,
and
yes.
they would have home comforts of
Back
pizza
then-
and
Have
bread
India
buns
also
or
done
whatever.
that? Overseas stores, yeah. I think they
I
might have done
I
that.
think they might have done.
Only some spice mix is
Spice-
fine for us, I think.
Spice mix is fine for us. That's how Kingshuk, me and Saurabh lived our lives when we were living, away from home. Spice mixes.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell me something. All this is fine. Skill level, everything, pitches, everything. But something that has been baffling people all around over the last 12 months, over the last 18 months. Baseball. It is beyond logic. That England test team, which was not able to win a test match under Joe Root, has prodigiously gone on to win everything except the Ashes. They couldn't win the Ashes on, but they drew that series, coming back from 2-0 down.
Moral victory.
Moral victory.
Yes.
Do you think
England
the
are very big on
baseball
that.
will work? Is there a chance of it working if they take the aggressive route? Can they afford to take the aggressive route against
You
India?
know, I'm not a very big fan of baseball. I have all said this in my past podcasts also.
Yeah.
But if England have to fight India,
Yes.
that is their only route.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll play a pragmatic, old-fashioned cricket, which they played in Australia when they lost at Ashes 5-0, I think. Then they lost to West Indies also, 4-0.
West Indies, they
Yes.
lost in West Indies.
I'm not saying England will challenge India or they will win this series.
That's their
but
only
they will
way
at
to-
least that is their only way to battle it out in this 5-match test series.
Kingshuk, being a big supporter of baseball,
I love baseball, man,
Yeah.
but it's not going to work out in India, I'm telling you. It's just there's not enough bounce for it. If they make things rank turners, the Zach Crawley and all are finished, absolutely finished. And I doubt Ben Stokes will do well as well.
okay, before we, wind this up, before we look forward to the next episode and then talk more in detail about it, I'm just too tempted to ask you about your prediction for this test series. 5-match test series, what do you think will happen? The last 2 tests are in Ranchi and Dharamshala.
Dharamshala.
Yes.
Can I visit Dharamshala for the test
course,
match?
yes.
Yeah, that is on the camera topic. I will discuss it off the camera. So if you ask me, I will give England 1 victory and 4 defeats. India winning
in the last test match, they'll
Dharamshala.
win. Yeah,
That moral
Dharamshala.
victory will come and help them.
Yeah, moral victory. Yeah. Super.
Dharamsala mein, okay. Kinshuk, you?
Not a single test match they are winning, man. Not a single test. At least 4-0, if not 5-0.
She is a baseball fan.
Says the baseball fan. Exactly.
Yes. And I'm not a baseball fan. Not a very big fan.
Akshay, yours? You did not say.
You know what I believe?
Yeah.
They will lose 4 tests. Then McCullum and Stokes and that leadership rule, Dropkey and everyone, they will decide, okay, we have played 4 matches with our baseball. Now let's play a pragmatic approach included with the baseball and let's win the test match, and they will win the test.
But they have skills to do
that they have
Zach
done
Crawley,
in the...
Ben Duckett.
But they have done that in the Ashes itself. They said that there are periods of test matches when we just look to defend and survive.
That is what
and that does come under the baseball segment.
Once again, let's remind people that baseball is just not about, going there and just scoring at 6 runs per over. It's about being aggressive with everything that they do, with the bowling changes, with the, even after winning the
conditions.
toss. Yeah, on a rank turner when it's hot, you have to have a little bit of courage to even bat first, thinking.
And like you said, the England bowling team does not have enough depth.
That is the only thing that is, kind of stopping me from believing that baseball will test India.
But
their bowling lineup.
What is your prediction for the series?
Look at if imagine the situation. If they bat first in Vizag is the first test, right?
First test.
Yeah.
If they bat first in Vizag and they somehow get to 275, 300 on a rank turner,
How do they get to 270?
assuming that India give them a rank turner, Joe Root holds one end, somehow someone takes the attack 70, quick 70, 270 in 70 overs.
If Ashwin Anna does not get to 520 wickets in this test series, career khatam.
No, but if they win the first test, it might be an interesting one. I don't see that.
Last time when they won the first test, it was not interesting for England.
Exactly.
I remember they lost 3-1.
But with this approach, yes, I want a competitive series. If
Even
they
I
win the
want a
first
competitive series, and
No, you want home advantage series, man. Stop lying.
No, I am not saying that we want home advantage series. I am saying that it is
but there's
justified
nothing wrong
under
in having home
advantage.
advantage.
He's done so many U-turns. Do you realize in this episode?
No,
Play a flat
you
track.
are the one who's using U-turns.
Kinshuk,
Akshay has done U-turns on Virat Kohli.
Play a flat track. Give them a good batting pitch that deteriorates after the third day. I don't see England winning then also. Your spinners are more capable of picking up wickets than the England spinners. No disrespect, but Ashwin and Jadeja are great bowlers. Siraj didn't play in Australia before he went to Australia, but he still had the tools to produce the wickets. They have not played in India is not an excuse.
Fair game.
You have so much of IPL experience. That is not an excuse. We should get our viewers' comments also. We had a lot of, hot topics. Do they agree? As in, do you guys agree with Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli coming back? As in, without any agenda, don't be partial to any cricketer that you like. Be pragmatic. Think about the T20 World Cup. Whether you lose with a young team or whether you're going to win with an inexperienced team, how will it? How do you want things to shape up? Will IPL be a huge selection platform for this IPL? Will Rohit and Virat be overlooked if they don't do well in the IPL? And also give your predictions on how a pitch, an ideal pitch, a fair pitch should be. You can always write to us on 8588 966 996. You could also email us on pods@indiatoday.in. And if you're listening to this podcast on Spotify, Google Podcast and Apple Podcast, do rate us. And like we always say, we love reading YouTube comments. Do give your feedback on YouTube where you're watching us, and have a great weekend. Thank you.
You are on India Today Podcasts, and you are in the Sledging Room.